everyone, this is Bobo, and welcome to ShowbizMonkeys.com.
Around this town, I'm alright. Around this town, I'm alright. I mean, no consequence when you playing with the fire.
Hi, Bobo. Thanks very much for chatting with me today. I really appreciate it. So I had the opportunity to see the Wedding Banquet just last week, and it was a beautiful film. I really loved every moment of it. If you could sum it up for folks who haven't had an opportunity to see it, how would you describe it?
I think our story is about love and intention and chosen family. And I think that our characters go through, these really chaotic events for themselves. And I think there's a little bit of everything for anybody really that is watching this. And I hope that people, when you watch this, you feel this little tingly feeling inside, because I think that's what our movie really aims for is to really just bring you a lot of heartwarming feelings.
I certainly felt that. Andrew Ahn, he has a really deft hand for making films about family and the humor that arises in those relationships in a family. There was a real chemistry while watching this film between all of you on the screen. So how did you sort of find that? Like, where did that come from when you were filming?
I think it was so natural for all of us. We just click so well together, and we feel so safe in each other's presence, and we have so much love for each other. So that chemistry, just really came through. And we also spent so much time offset hanging out with each other because, we love each other so much. We went hiking together in Squamish, and I'm the local Vancouver, right? And it was awesome, putting everybody in my car and going out and hanging out and spending our weekends together. So it was so easy, having that chemistry. It was not anything that, we had to work on. It was so natural.
I spent some time when I was little growing up in West Van. So are there any Vancouver sites or places that you really enjoyed sharing with everyone else?
Yeah, we went to Stanley Park together, and it was so awesome. Lily loves bees. So we were going for a little walk, and she was spotting all the little bees and telling us little fun facts about bees. And it was just so awesome. Oh, Kelly had her first poutine, and we were at Stanley Park, and these moments that we shared together were so incredible, and I felt so it was so special for me to have these moments with them here in Vancouver. And we went out to New West and caught a community theater showing of Mamma Mia, and these are memories that we're gonna have forever and ever.
That's beautiful. Now, one of the things in the film that I really sort of hit really powerfully was the moments of humor, because they all felt like real moments that you would have with family and friends, not like setups to jokes, but actual, just genuinely organic, funny moments. Now, are there any scenes or any moments that really stand out in your memory from when you were filming?
Absolutely. I love all the scenes that I did with Bowen specifically, and I think that I have two favorite scenes. So I love our scene together where we're just playing video games. Like
Mhm.
it's just we're just hanging out, and he's got these ideas about geese, and I'm just like thinking about what that means, and then I'm like, my character's like, oh yeah, what about this, and then it's so great because it's really showing this like dynamic between them, and like Kendall's just like his number one supporter, and then Kendall's just like all for the chaos, all but it's good chaos. And
Mhm.
then, we transition into this ending scene with me and Bowen where we dive into this more like vulnerable scene. And, there's so many emotions, and you get to see this side of Kendall where it's the same side of like support, but Kendall is really just like listening
Yeah.
and seeing him. as, he's going through this crisis. And I think that it was such a beautiful moment shared between our characters. And you really get to see Kendall really just match his vibe and take things seriously and let him know that this is, from Kendall's heart.
That actually brings me to my last question. One of the things I felt was most beautiful about this film is that every character, every generation represented in this film has a lesson to teach and a lesson to learn. And one of the most beautiful lessons I thought was Kendall's lesson to Chris is okay for him to let go and to think about himself. And that scene you just described, it was like a tearjerker for me. And it was really powerful. How did you prepare to be in that moment? What did you do to get into that space for that scene?
The crazy thing is, me and Bowen got that scene on the day in hair and makeup.
Wow.
So both of us didn't have a whole lot of time to, rehearse or look it over, or really barely enough time to memorize it even. So we both went off into our separate rooms, and it was incredible because I feel like we were just put under this, time constraint of like, we just got it, and then now we're gonna do it.
Mm.
And at the time, for me, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is insane. This is kind of stressful. But, getting to the set, Andrew just created such a safe space for us to play. There was no pressure at all. And everybody on set knew, that we had just got this. So it was really amazing that me and Bowen felt so comfortable to just be present with each other, and whatever came out came out. And I think that was what was so beautiful about this scene, was that because we got it so last minute, there's this authenticity and rawness to it, where me and Bowen just looked at each other and we trusted each other so much. And I think it turned out to be so beautiful.
It was for me. I really enjoyed it. Well, thank you very much for your time today, and I hope everybody goes out and catches the Wedding Banquet right away in theaters. So,
thank you so much for having me, Matthew.
My pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Thanks very much. Take care.
Have a good day.